Okay, I think finally live. I'm not sure actually if you guys caught that I had to switch it. YouTube apparently has made some changes this past week with live streaming that you can no longer stream directly from a cell phone or mobile device unless if you have over 1,000 followers. So at this point, I have to use a computer, or right now I'm trying to use my Chromebook. So I was just trying to get used to that setting and starting it. So I'm just gonna wait a second and leave. A couple people might have been waiting in the other stream before I start going over anything. So I'm gonna take a second actually to send that out and see. I honestly am not sure. If right now, actually how to turn on to see my messages here, which is the main thing I'm trying to see so I could answer certain questions. So I don't see the chat screen, so I guess I need to turn that on my tablet. Becoming pretty complicated. At least I got a couple live streams up of me running around crazy trying to control all of the puppies while in a yard. This yard's not fenced in. Every other litter I've had a fenced in yard, so it was pretty easy. And these ones were a lot faster and stronger, so had me running around all over the place. If I could even find my own stream at this point. I can understand why YouTube made some of the changes with people creating new pages and just putting random posts on so they could actually track who's doing what. So hopefully we track who's doing what. I just have to turn the sound down. Okay. Hi Kim, hi Barb. Gotta stick with me here. Trying to figure out the changes. Like I said, I don't know if you heard that have been made for streaming or videos. But I wanted to open this stream up live so that way I can go over some questions that actually Kim is here in the chat. She's the one who took Pebbles yesterday. 2 other puppies are leaving today, working on some training. I think they just went to sleep. They were playing. Thought might be able to see them in the background, but we'll go in there and check on them in a little bit. Hi, Amy. And actually, you go groomer. Amy, I know you mentioned the YouTube thing but I didn't check out how to stream or anything, so I was having complications with that. So, and then I'm going to have to probably ask you how you see your chat, because now I'm doing it on my tablet. I feel like I'm looking at somebody else other than you guys while I'm talking. I mean, I'm not a TV weatherman, so I guess I don't have to really look at the screen completely. But I'll get right into it. First, wanted to go over quickly what this page will be in a lot of my posts. Now that the puppies are going to homes, I'll finally have some more time. They've been a handful. Definitely probably the most fun I've had with the litter and enjoyment out of it. They were all healthy, thank God. Thank the Lord that there were no major issues or anything. Missy was happy through the whole situation, except for when she was eating too much. That caused a backfire. But got past that step and have all been doing very well. So don't know if whoever just joined the chat. Kim is in the chat. She's the one who had taken Pebbles home. And I was just checking in. Pebbles, what it sounds like she told me had a typical first day or two there at the house. So there's a number of things that I do when raising the puppies. First off, none of my puppies leave until they're about 10 weeks old. Sure, during the other streams you've seen, around 7-8 weeks old, they start doing a lot more things where young puppies might have issues as far as not having bite control. Those are things they learn. You saw Missy when they start growling or getting too aggressive, she'll run and jump in there, kind of break them up as a little referee. They can't really learn that in a pet shop when they're all either in one area or they don't have the freedom to go back and forth and run around. So those are a lot of things that start really learning between the ages of 7 and 9. So it's a lot of 1 week I'm there watching them or showing them new things. The next week I kind of leave them on their own. And then by that point, like every 2 weeks, they kind of change their mentality. So there's something else I need to keep an eye on. So I've found out that 10 weeks is actually the perfect time frame for what I do, because I do main concern is the health, and I take them to the vet to actually get checked as soon as possible at 7 weeks. And vet usually recommends their follow-up shots and boosters and everything because they're so small. They can't have them all done at the same time within the next 4 weeks. So doing it at 7 weeks gives me that time frame to make sure they're all healthy, no reactions, no issues, and then continue certain training. They go to homes at 10 weeks, and the owners take them to their vet where they're going to be switching them to just in time for their follow-up shots. Just have to check these. So, just a quick story with where I've come along from breeding the past 6 years. The first litter I had 6 years ago was actually born on Christmas Day in 2012. Whoa, that's 7 years ago. 6.5. Okay. So they'll be turning 7 this year. Yeah, I didn't know anything really about the breeding or training or anything, and kind of just let them do whatever they wanted. Run around wild. That wasn't smart. So we're going to go into today how I've changed certain things, and how the transition is 100 times easier, and how to make it even easier for the new homeowners. There's a lot of different ways that people do trainings. I believe Kim asked me about clicker training, because I do positive reinforcement training and things like that. I haven't really used clickers. I'll whistle a different type of whistle, just to get their attention. I feel clickers pretty much the same thing. It's just they need to get a cue, a certain sound or cue to come to you. So it's more about the consistency, the amount of time spent into it. If you're practicing doing something, even if you know how to do it, you're not going to do it right the first try. You need to practice. So essentially, we need to get in the mindset of we're teaching these dogs and puppies things they're going to need to use for the rest of their life. And everything kind of interacts with each other. Going into grooming, same thing. We're going to need to teach them how to be groomed, that they're going to be groomed their whole life, especially these long-haired dogs that their hair continuously grows. So my concept on that is it's pretty much the same amount of time whether you are reprimanding a dog or praising them. If you stay towards the praising side, they're going to obviously be more affectionate, and it's going to take the same amount of time for you to say no or good job. You're going to do one or the other. You do both, you're just going to confuse the dog. So why not go the nicer route? Excuse me. Lost my train of thought there for a second. So not only going that nicer route, it could backfire with if you're being negative about things. When you say no, or you don't have the time to play with the dog or get them to do enough of what they want you to do with them, it's going to turn into them not caring that you're reprimanding them, because the reprimation is still attention. They're going to be seeking attention, want that attention. So even if you're saying, no, don't do that, if that happens too often, the dog is just going to be like, well, I just want some attention. So even though it's bad attention, it's still attention. So what we want to do is completely avoid that. Pretty much ignore the dog. Different ways to do that same thing. So we just have to kind of put ourselves in a mindset of everything has to be trained. When I was a child and I was a baby, I'm sure, I don't recall this, but I'm sure I didn't even know how to use a spoon and had to be taught how to use a spoon. And I probably didn't even use it right the first time. So put yourself, I'm sure if you're watching this stream, you've been there because you've all been a baby at one point. So you had to learn how to use a spoon. So somebody taught you that. We have to teach our dogs this, which is the main reason why I just actually changed my YouTube name to My Favorite Dog Dad. I've been dividing or figuring out which forks in the road to take during dog training, grooming, and kind of molding what I'm looking to do. And it's kind of all coming together right now. And yeah, half of my time is going to be grooming. The other half is going to be split between training, breeding, raising, all these other aspects. So it's going to be different channels or different concepts, but all relating with dogs. you guys can stay grooming those cats and clipping those birds' wings. The birds freak me out. So I'm just going to jump into directly with Kim, again, Pebble's owner, had some questions that actually is the main reason why I decided to start. Hi, Melissa, I didn't see you before, sorry. Why I decided to start this stream right now specifically. Like I said, she picked Pebbles up Sunday afternoon. I have to actually praise myself or pat myself on the back at one point right now. One point that really stuck out with me was when she seemed almost shocked that she was able to hold and touch Pebbles' feet. Now, I know some of you started watching my streams when I was practicing on Facebook, so some of you have some of those older streams where I kind of was showing that I could flip the dog on the back, getting it used to different things, introducing it to different noises, sounds, toys. What are you doing this? Why are you taking the puppy's toy? They're sleeping. So it's a more, puppies are very curious. This is one of my philosophies on them. We believe dogs are aggressive or have issues, but I think it's too bright. One second. My thought on that, especially with grooming or training, is now that way. You're awake, you can come. They're all sleeping, but this one, so we have a guest now. Hi. You can stay there. I'd probably rather look at you than me. Camera's over there. Okay. But it was just getting them used to different things, and a lot of times the dog isn't being aggressive. What the situation is, they're either nervous or scared. They're not sure what's going on. Actually, sorry, let me correct that. They're either being scared and nervous or in pain. Now, we'll go further into issues on other streams. Well, grooming, what I'm saying about pain is, quick example, you're not going to pull a dog's leg out this way to clip the nails. The leg doesn't go that way. That's like a chicken wing. But you can either go back like this with the joints or forward if they let you do that. Pretty much the way the joints move. So you're not putting the dog in any pain. Or you're not going to scare them. You also don't want to hang them up here, unless you have one of those cool dog hanging things to clip the nails, like Groom's Right Janine had. Other than that, you don't want them to be unsure. So a lot of what I do on the puppies is just introduce them to different types of materials, different sounds, get them used to being held. I was told at the vet's office this was the chillest group of puppies because they pretty much are just laying there in the pop-up pen or the pack and play. I took them to the vet in a pack and play, and they were like fine with it. I don't recommend putting the dog on the table normally if that's where you're going to be eating, but okay. So that's just a quick point on that for future videos. And moving into quickly the one accident, as she said that Pebbles had, was she was being pretty well with the wee pads. They've been trained some to be on there, and she went on it sometimes. She had a little accident here, and she went she had a bowel movement. I was trying to find a nice way to say those other words. Bowel movement seemed to fit behind the couch. Now, yes, that's a slight step back from what she was doing here, but that's also something that doesn't surprise me. The reason it doesn't surprise me is the mentality of a dog. Going number 2 puts the dog in a very vulnerable position. They're hunched over. They're going. In nature, it could easily be attacked in a split second. And you can't really get out of that position too quickly. So what I assume Pebbles did was she went behind the couch. So that way she was kind of protected. And she knew she couldn't get attacked from any side. Now this is just going down to their DNA and their instincts. Yeah, I don't think Kim was going to do anything to Pebbles. Pebbles didn't know that yet, though. So she went and found a place that she felt safe and secure to go. So we can't really blame her for that one. Now, if that continually happens, there's an issue there. But Kim said that she did go there most of the time. Gonna point this one out to you. I don't know if she did it or not. One thing about Havanese that I've noticed, it's not just mine, it's a lot of them. When they try to go number 2, they seem to hunch over and continue like walking or moving a bit. So they might start on the pad and then kind of be walking up off of it at the same time. It's pretty funny. I really try to use just the pads for emergencies indoors. If it's bad weather outside for them to pee, and they'll pee right on it. But number 2, if they go outside, they'll end up going on the grass. So that shouldn't be anything too much of an issue to worry about. And it sounds like you're doing the right things to work with that. So again, it's just getting her used to where she's supposed to go. I'll speak to you later. I don't know if you have carpet in your hey, that's my coffee in your living room. That's sometimes a trigger. It just seems like a place for them to go. But since you said it was behind the couch, I feel it was just something mental that she kind of either didn't want to go in front of you, or I believe you said you had her gated in the kitchen, so they don't want to go to the bathroom where they sleep or eat. So that might have been the furthest place away from the kitchen that she found was a good place to go. So that's not that much of an issue. I believe you're using the faux grass wee pad. You'll have to let me know how that's going. I'm going to be getting some myself soon to try those out as well. So with that being said, her potty training, I'm sure you're doing the right thing. We can go into more detail on that on a phone call or when I make a video on training younger puppies. But that probably won't be for a month or so for now. So the next question is crate training. I'm going to try to jump in this quickly. Yes, I do believe in crate training. Because again, now my mentality, my thought, somebody wants some screen time while I'm chatting. I guess you guys could look at this butterball. Oops. Let me open up this chat real quick. So I consider it crate training. Just set yourself in the mentality of it is for training. Even when I was growing up at the salon, they were crates. I do not cage dogs. When you say you're caging a dog, that even puts in your mentality that you're putting them there to be stuck in there. We didn't take them out of the wild to be stuck in a certain space. So we could use crates that assist us in certain tasks and do certain things. But especially with positive reinforcement, I don't see why you would consider it a cage. So, being said that it's for crate training, what are we using the crate for? The main things that we're going to use a crate for is, one, to show boundaries, to show that you're in charge, and for certain time frames, you're going to want to use that again because they're not going to use the bathroom where they sleep. So it's an easy place to put them for a nap or for a while. And when as soon as you take them out, you take them to the spot where they're going to go or take them outside. So we're going to use that as a training exercise. And now to answer your question, go into detail on a little bit of your question was, so she took a nap in there, which is great. Really said she was crying for a couple, later that evening or that night, she was crying for a couple hours. But what we're going to want to do is try to eliminate any negativity, or not so much eliminate negativity. She's probably not going to like the crate right away anyway. What she's going to do is she is comfortable with I've zipped up the pack and play. I did not put them in crates. I'm going to start putting these other ones in crates. It's just, so she was crying a little bit because of the change of environment, plus she's without her litter mates. Even here, when I separated her from her litter mates, and I was just one room away from them, I was only able to keep her away for about an hour before she started whining and crying or got restless. She would lay down next to me and then kind of get up and walk away. and she wanted to go back to him. It's a change of environment. It's expected. That's going to happen. But what we're going to want to take advantage of this crate training right now is time frame. Let her know that she's not going to be stuck in there for a very long time, that she is going to get out. So that means naps are great because she goes in when she's tired, or it's her security blanket that she's surrounded and protected, and she can go in and out. But what we're going to want to do is with naps or training sessions where she has to be contained right now is take advantage of when you open that gate, use that as the main training point. She's going to be extremely excited that you're opening the gate, which is great because she's going to see that you're not leaving her in there forever. But do not let her run out of that gate as soon as you open it. Use this time to show her that you're the one in charge. Things are done on your time. And you just body block her. Pretty much keep her in the crate. You could use a treat or something, or have her sit. You can have her be quiet. Once she settles down, you can use cue words as come or out or okay, or you can hand her a treat or something. But what it's going to be is you're going to wait at that point. And that's the most advantage you're going to get out of crate training. And that's going to roll into respect. Showing her that you're the one in charge, that things are done on your time, that, yeah, she's in a crate, but you're not going to leave her anywhere bad forever, that you do care about her. The list goes on and on and on and on with just simply taking advantage of that one time of when you're opening that gate door. So that goes to really show the value of time, to take advantage of it, especially right now, of use every moment to your advantage. Yeah, Amy, or Angela, these dogs are super fluffy. I did all of them yesterday. So now, I just want to go into quick details on some of these. I don't want to make a 5-hour stream right now, so I don't know if anybody has any other quick comments or questions on crate training while I mention this to Kim specifically. The crate, it's not so much putting her in the crate like I just said, it's part letting her out. So if eventually she's going to be on your bed anyway or with the family, it's fine to move that crate into your room or into the living room. What it is you don't want to give into letting, like you said, you didn't want to give into when she's crying. You wait till she's done crying. You don't want to give into not letting her stay in the crate and just coming out of it because she's whining. She is going through a transition, and it is a big change for her. Plus, the crate might end up in the car, or if you go on a trip, or in a hotel room, or anything like that. So it's not so much having her in the crate in a certain spot. It's the actual having her in the crate and being fine with being in the crate. Actually, so she's going to be fine with being in the crate. So the crate could be anywhere. I've actually told clients that if you're trying to crate train a dog and they're having a lot of issues, a lot of dogs like to look out the window. If you have like a basement or a back deck or something like that the dog goes in and out, you could actually put that crate right by that door and let the dog look out. And that kind of gives the crate a little bit of positivity, and it's not so much a dungeon or a cage. It's just a crate. You're in there just because this is your room. Stay in there. You send your kids to the room for when you want to be left alone. Or I assume. I don't have any children. I don't know. I have a lot of puppies everywhere. So it's okay to move the crate around. Try to find certain ways to not make it a negative impact on her, but at the same time take advantage of those steps, like I said, when you're opening the gate door in time frame. So you might need to go potty every 3 or 4 hours if you're going to be at home or whatever the case may be. put her in there for 2 hours, take her out and take her right to her spot of where she's going, play with her for 10 minutes, put her back in the crate for another 2 hours, do the same thing, and then keep her out. Instead of a whole 4-hour period straight through at this point, most of these puppies are fine with holding their bladder for 6 hours already. So that's not the issue. It's just getting her comfortable with being in that specific crate or at your home. Gonna try to move. I know they're kind of sleeping, but I'll go sit with them now. They're kind of waking up. See if we can get them in the background. Move, Missy. So now I can pay attention a bit more to the chat, answer a few more questions. I had something written down. 1 second. I'm sorry. So, you can see in the background right now is a pop-up pen. It's only about 36 inches, but that's where all 7 of them would go and put themselves in to sleep again. So they would have their bed. After a week or two of realizing that's where I was putting them in, and I zipped it up and shut them in, now I don't even have to zip the door. They go in there to sleep on their own. So it's going to be the same thing with the crate. It's more the situation of her changing her location. That's going to be expected the first couple days. Well, I don't see any questions about the crates, so we'll go over that in another one. I just want to cover generally the actual transition part. So, okay. So Kim, you said that you slept with her on the couch, or you were on the couch, and I believe she was in the crate. And you're not sure if you should have done that. That's fine to do if you kept her in the crate. She was stressed, going through a lot. Being left completely alone would actually probably have been a setback or the wrong direction. Again, that kind of reinforced saying, listen, I'm here for you, but I have my space, you have yours. Missy, what are you doing? So that goes back into, sure, move the crate to the room, or you can stay out in the living room with her, whatever the case may be. But this is where you need to be strict, is when it's bedtime, it's bedtime. Like, all lights out here mean they're in the pop-up, or they're in the pack and play. No more toys are down. All their chew toys are away. I pick up their water. They're done for the night. That's it. Sleeping. And kind of getting that regimen set. That's key, especially while housebreaking. So you have liberty. It's a little flexible with that. The other beauty of being positive reinforcement and positive training is you don't need to stick specifically with how something is thought of to be the best way it's done. You can kind of cater it to your lifestyle, your home, how she's going to be living with you, and how you're going to be living together throughout her life. Okay, so the one question I believe you had was, you said if you should work on easing her comfort into the crate. No, it wasn't that she wasn't comfortable. It wasn't the crate. I don't believe it was the crate. It was just, that's a natural thing that's going to happen. But you said you hated her getting so upset. I don't think she was upset. What I believe her behavior was saying is that she's scared, she doesn't know what's going on, and is anybody paying attention to me? So that's what you need to reinforce is, listen, it's okay. Just kind of get in that mindset of what's really going on through her mind. I mean, you hear the stories of people children in foster care, or switching the environment, or this and that. Yeah, these things happen, but as long as the transition is smooth, or Missy, stop stealing my toys. So Missy obviously most dogs love puppy chew toys. So it's pretty much just getting them used to that. So all of their chew toys go in a food bowl, and they have their toys in the basket. So that way they know these are things to chew. Don't chew on my slippers. And they have all their teething toys together. And then they have their basket of toys. They were all playing with the keychain before, and then they sleep in there, which somebody's resting right now. And water is right behind me, but bathroom is on that side of the room. Just a quick tour. This is just one of their areas. So it wasn't. Oh, I can't see it. I think my tablet died. So it wasn't her being upset. There's more emotions than just that, and that's part of the understanding of a dog's mentality and what they're thinking. Like right now, people would hate dogs that continuously lick. Sure, you're a puppy. You're gonna want to lick. That's fine for a second, but then stop. Ah, you think you got in my mouth? And oops, didn't mean to hit you with that. Missy, really? No, you get down. No, you stop. We're on camera. Can't make out on camera. Keep it PG, please. Stop it. Take a step back. Think about, really, they have a mindset of their own, just like every person has a mindset. Get into why are they behaving the way they are. Hey. It's not you. These are the puppy's toys anyway. You're so mean to them sometimes. You guys saw her racing them. I think she's anything but mean. So it's really a matter of, what are they trying to do? Havanese specifically. Yeah, they're small dogs, but they need their energy burnt off. They might just be pent up too much, and that's why I'm saying every hour and a half, 2 hours, if you take them out for a good 10 minutes, they don't need a lot of space to run, but like Missy, she'll come to me every 2 to 3 hours with the toy. Like, she can go get it. Go, up. So she needs to burn off her. It's really bad weather out here today, so we've been playing inside all day. But it's not long. It's only a couple minutes. You probably wouldn't have one of my puppies if you can't afford that time. Or there's one from the litter that's completely mellow and not doing anything, and it's more of a lap dog. So as long as they're suited for your environment and you know what the dog is looking for, you'll be able to accommodate in a certain way that would fulfill what they want. I will be back in 1 second because my tablet that I can view your comments on died. So I just need to try to pull this up. Settle down. There's more work to this whole streaming thing than I signed up for. Settle down. So I hope that made some sense to you eyes. Did that kind of on the fly today. So I hope that made some sense to you eyes. Let's see. Oh, live chat there. Okay. Oh, that I almost forgot. So Kim, yeah, I'm glad you said that, controlling the exit. So another really good time to take advantage of that is when you're feeding her. They're my puppies, so they all love food, just like I do. I'll eat anytime, all the time, even if I had just fed them and they ate, and then I go to make the adults food, and they hear that in the kitchen, they start barking like they're hungry again. Let's be for real now. We're all little vacuums. But they eat every day. They eat at a specific time. They eat when you're giving them food. Use that as a reinforcement point. of you're in charge. Yes, your food is coming. What we're going to want to do is set a boundary of she needs to stay away from you a certain distance, just a couple feet while you prepare the food. And then you're going to be putting it down, but she can't jump at it all wild and willy-nilly. You're going to kind of take some control on that, and that's going to just show her, listen, that's why they say don't mess with the hand that feeds you. It's for that reason. If you mess with them, they have the power of keeping your food away. I wouldn't be too happy if that happened with me, but especially right now, reinforce that. That's a great opportunity of when you're doing something that is easy for them. Most of them pretty much calm down. It takes about 20 seconds for me, even with all 6 of them. I can't put them down one food bowl down at a time, but I can get them all to stay still. So somebody wants belly rubs. Can you guess who? Look at it. Crazy. She's like, hey, don't stop. Whoops. So using the food as a point of when to kind of show some control, assert that you're the one in charge, and also the fact that I'm not going to hold the food away from you forever. You're going to get it. It shows patience for the dog to be patient. It shows you're the one in charge. Things go on your time schedule, and it doesn't take much work for the dog to please you, for you to give the dog the food to please the dog, and that's where it's a give and take relationship. And you're going to bond from that. That's going to roll into grooming, saying, hey, it's the time to be brushed. It's the time for this and that. That's all about respect, time, patience, and boundaries, which, again, now goes to the behavior and the mindset of a dog. And you can truly relate to people on that one, on that front. Is had to make sure I use my Havanese cup. Oh, by the way, see, Havanese. I think the player's lie. It's going to show that this trickles into a lot of the things for the rest of the life of the dog. So I think I'm going to cut this stream in a minute, because I really wanted it mostly to be just the first day or getting used to a new home. I can give more information on that later. Probably going to make a video that's not live. I just really like doing lives because I don't have the time to go through and edit anything or want to cut anything out. A lot of what I'm going to try to make this channel is I've made a lot of mistakes. I don't know it all. These are going to be my recommendations. I'm still learning a lot of things. Yes, I know a lot about breeding and raising puppies, but moving forward from there is still learning, and I'm going to continue learning. Grooming, had to learn. Well, it was a smart move for me to learn how to groom with Havanese and this many in the house, but I don't know everything with grooming, and I've made mistakes that shouldn't be done that I've learned from, but a lot of these things can be done at home just to maintain your dog, have a healthier life and relationship with your dog and yourself. So I'm going to point out and not be ashamed. Just don't be ashamed. Whether you've had dogs or not in the past, I'm not afraid to solicit advice, because sometimes people just are afraid to ask the question, but then you become thankful, or it's just something overlooked. So a lot of things, especially in grooming, that I realized I overlooked myself. A lot of people just overlook and don't take a second step back and think about it, and then realize that you could correct the situation very easily with the proper knowledge. And we don't all have the time to be reading all of these books or have the hands-on experience or pay the amount of money that a college or an actual trainer needs. So I believe that a network of, listen, I could teach you these certain things, and it took me 10 hours, but I could tell you it all in 10 minutes. Save you a lot of time, because somebody saved me a lot of time, because even though it took me 10 hours to learn it, I learned it from somebody else. So it took me 10 hours instead of 10 months. So it still saved time for me. I'll pass this on to you, and I'm sure just one way or another, we're all just going to help each other and essentially make the lives better for all of us. Be simpler, less stressful, gives you more time to be in the moment, be mindful, be chill, quote unquote, like these puppies here. The only growling you hear is because now Missy wants to play with them. But so that is part of just the beginning of my channel. Now these puppies are having their homes. I'm working this week with a couple of them specifically, certain things, training. May need a home for one more. Actually, may or may not be speaking about that. But I know I've been using a Christmas thing. Just got this from a friend here that now it's seasonal. Getting ready for Easter. Go get it. So Easter's coming up. Have less things to do. The puppies will be going. I'll have time to make certain videos, posting. But like I said, I like doing the lives because you could actually interact and ask questions directly. I know even now it was difficult for me to look at them. Kim, like right now, I just saw that you said you have 2 birds. Yeah. So I was thinking of saying I'll go out there, check some things for a little while, make sure everything's fine, any questions you have. But now you make me double think that about the bird situation, especially if they're flying. I don't know. And if they're African grays, those are the ones kind of, I don't know. But it's going to be a channel with videos of what I've learned, how I've learned it without having to pay thousands of dollars in the value of time, because I would rather intern or apprentice or volunteer than pay thousands of dollars for books that I'm just going to read and not have the hands-on. So that's just my mindset on it. There's a lot of different ways to get to the other side of the road, as we say. We're not all trying to be professionals. I'm trying to bridge that gap between homeowners and professionals and just be somewhat of an information source, find out how to help those full-time professionals with their job to be a little easier, which makes things better for you and your life better at home with your pet and your family. So I think that's going to wrap it up for now. I might do something later on one of these topics. It may or may not be live. I'll probably just have the puppies running around or something of the matter once I figure out exactly how these videos are working now that YouTube changed certain things around. And I have a little bit of time. So thank you very much, everybody. And once again, now YouTube has changed it. I cannot go live from a mobile device unless I have 1,000 subscribers, which I'm quite a bit away from that. But you could help by subscribing and sharing if this was helpful with you, if you liked it, enjoyed it, or have anybody who it might help. I'm very open to people asking questions because that's what I do. I ask questions. So I will pay it forward and help those who speak up, share a little bit. I'll be going to Intergroom, which is in New Jersey this weekend. Hopefully I'll figure out a way either to stream there or I'll record to see. I just started going to grooming expos a year and a half ago. I've gone to a few. I'm a little bit past that new person stage because I've gotten multiple things and know how they're laid out. But it's not just for the professional groomer. It is open to the public. Home people who have had dogs their whole lives and have a couple dogs or nothing. Just their family members, a lot of cousins or aunts or people in their family have pets. It's great if one person could, at least one person could go there. You'd not only get the knowledge, you'd also get different products that you can't get in a pet store. I mean, where I had worked, I think I went out there multiple times and there was no leave-in conditioner spray. There was no detangling spray. There was almost on it like there was shampoo and conditioners, but hot spot spray. I couldn't find a detangler. I'm like, really? So it could be a big box store and still not have what you need. So there are these events that have things that you can go to, or specifically, I spoke with Kim and I'm going to set up. I'm probably going to make a package and give her options of certain things she's going to need. I just believe instead of being cheap, get the right thing the first time and get it done right from the start instead of wasting time, wasting money on things that don't work or not using the tools properly and taking advantage of the tools that they have. So, yeah, some of these vendors either you have to go there or have a minimum order set, but collectively we could figure out a way to get past that. So, it's now snuggle time for us. Gonna put them back to sleep, or let them go back to sleep. They just wanted a little bit of attention. Got them some camera time, and I will try to figure out how to start the live stream from the one where I put the notification, because I do like putting up that notification of what time I'm going to be on, just because I do want some people out there to message, but I'll be working and trying to figure that out today and tomorrow. Probably streaming a lot, or at least posting videos this week. So please subscribe, watch videos, let me know what you think, let me know what you have questions on, let me know how I could help you, and we'll take it from there and build the channel together. Thanks. Have a great day. If I can figure out even how to end a video. That's it.